are you?
Well, thank you.
What we're going to do today is I'm going to test your static posture. Your static posture is your posture when you're standing still or sitting down, so when you're not moving. What we're going to use is this plumb line here. I'm going to get you to stand in various positions, and I'm going to be looking at your posture, your shoulders, your hips, and things like that, and how they line up. And we'll be looking at any problems that we can see, and then looking at ways to sort of alleviate these problems. So if I can get you to just stand behind the plumb line to start with. Yep. So if you can just move a little bit. Yep, perfect. Okay, so I'm starting with your head and I'm moving down to your shoulders, through your hips, knees, toes. Okay, so I'm looking at your head at the moment. That looks good. Your shoulders. Alright, it looks like your shoulders are a little bit rounded, so I'll just make note of that, and we'll come back at the end and we'll talk about what that means. Looking down at your arms and your hips. That all looks good. Your knees look good. And your legs and your feet look good. If I can get you to turn to your right, or your left, either one. Yep, just have to say the line, take a little bit more forwards. Yep, perfect. So I'm just going to go through these things again. If you can just take a couple of steps for me just to sort of relax. Excellent. Okay, so again, I'm just looking through your head, shoulders, hips, knees and feet. Okay, so same as before, your head looks good. In this position a bit more, I can see how your shoulders are slightly rounded. So I'll make another note of that. Okay, so looking at your spine now. It looks like you've got a little bit of a curve in the top of your spine there. Nothing major, but just a slight curve. I'm also going to make a little note about your pelvis. And your knees and your feet look good. If I can get you to turn to the other side. Yep, perfect. Again, if you just want to take a couple of steps to relax and try and stand as comfortably as normal. You take a little shuffle forwards. Yeah, perfect. Right, so head. Yep, okay. Right, that all looks really good. So, what I noticed when I was doing your assessment is that you do have a slight rounding of your shoulders. Also, again, linking in with the shoulders, your spine's a little bit curved over on the top. So some exercises that we'll do to help you with that is that we will need to stretch your lower back. Do you know what the child's pose is? When you're down on your knees and you're sort of leaning forward, so that'll be an exercise that we'll introduce into your program as well. And we'll also need to strengthen your core muscles, so things like crunches, plates, things like that, and strengthen your back muscles as well. So we'll incorporate some back exercises for your lats and traps, and that should sort of try and straighten out that problem. I also noticed with your pelvis it was tilted a little bit forwards. Do you ever get pain in your lower back?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so that could be something to do with that. So the muscles, the things that are going to need stretching are your hip flexors. So the stretches that we'll incorporate when you're down on one knee and you're stretching over, ones like that I'll include in your program. And then the things that we'll need to strengthen will be your glutes. So I'm thinking something like a hip tilt if you're lying on the floor and you're raising your bum off the floor, something like that. At the moment, you don't need a referral. Like I said, that tilt are only slight deviations. But if in the future you are experiencing a lot of pain we'll refer you to a physio or something like that. Did you have any questions about that?
No.
No? Excellent.